Hi, I'm Chef Frank.
And I'm not. I'm Beth Domino.
And today we're making Beth's Sesame Cookies.
Seeded cookies.
No, Sesame Cookies.
Seeded cookies.
All right, they're seeded cookies. So welcome back. It's been a few months since we've seen each other. The last time we shot on Epicurious was about how long ago?
4 or 5 months?
Yeah, at least 4 or 5 months. So we haven't seen each other in a while. And I'm really happy to bring you back specifically for this recipe. Sesame cookies, to me, right, always remind me of my grandmother, right? And when I proposed that to you, you kind of gave me a big thumbs up because you have a great recipe for it.
I do.
I have made them before, but I want to learn from the master how to make them, right? Because mine have always come out a little, like, not a lot of color. They tasted good, but I wasn't happy with them. So I really want to see how you do them and taste your version of it. Because my version so far has not been good. My grandmother didn't have a recipe for them. So I'm glad to come to you to get this recipe.
Well, my recipe actually is from my mother-in-law's next door neighbor, Seal. It's Seal's recipe. Seal was the baker. She was a great baker. My mother-in-law was a great cook, but Seal was the baker.
Yeah.
And these cookies are Richie's favorite for Christmas. I have to make them. Everybody loves them.
Yeah.
And they're really delicious.
And the question is, for me, is it only during Christmas you make them, or do you make them throughout the year?
I only make them at Christmas.
Yeah.
Because there's some things you just want to wish for.
Yeah, I feel like the whole idea of seasonal food and stuff like that. Like you eat tomatoes in the end of the summer, and you get sick of tomatoes, and then you have a whole almost year to come back and to like get your taste up for those. Right?
Agreed.
So it's almost like it's like
Strawberries on Long Island.
yeah.
You got it?
During the
June.
holidays, like that to me is Christmas cookies, and
Absolutely.
this was always in the tin of cookies that we got when we were kids. And like I said, it reminds me of my grandma, and I really can't wait to dig in and learn from you.
Thank you, sir.
When you sent me the recipe, you texted me the recipe, I looked at it, I'm like, this is the simplest cookie in the world, right? And looking at the ingredients, there's not a lot going on. So let's talk about the ingredients, just go through them really quick, and then we'll start baking.
Absolutely.
So what do we got? Tell us what we got, Beth.
4.5 cups of all-purpose flour. 1.5 cups of granulated sugar. A nice big splash of good vanilla. We have 2 sticks of butter. 3.5 teaspoons of baking powder. 4 eggs. A nice pinch of salt, especially for you.
Yes.
We've got milk to roll the batter in. And I'm not sure what this is, but I asked for seeds, and this is what I got.
I obviously got the wrong sesame seeds. These are just what my supermarket has. Tell me what the difference is from the sesame seeds that you use.
Well, what I do is I go to the bakery, and I get this. I ask for a pound of seeds, and the seeds are bigger, and they're browner.
Yeah.
So I think with these, if we bake them, toast them a little bit,
All right.
they're going to give them. It's going to have more flavor.
Oh, definitely.
This has no flavor at all.
Yeah, I know. And I think that was the main issue when I made them before, that these seeds really, they didn't toast enough, I feel. Mine were really blonde and not dark, and I feel like these cookies need to have a little toast to them.
You also want them well done.
Yeah. All right. So
Yeah.
we're gonna like go through and get it done with these seeds, and next time I'll get the right ones, and then we'll use those. But that's what you need to make the cookies. So because I got the wrong sesame seeds, we're gonna have to toast these ahead, right? Last time I made these cookies, my cookies were really just not enough color.
Taste them.
Yeah. Let's see. Yeah.
It doesn't taste like
So it
anything.
needs to be toasted, right? I think that's gonna bump up a lot of flavor. I'm gonna put them in for 350 for about maybe 7 or 8 minutes, just to get them toasted, and then they'll get that second toast with the cookie, right?
Good idea.
Cool. All right, sesame seeds are out, and I toast them for about 7 or 8 minutes at 350. They definitely have more color. They're toasty brown.
Taste.
We've also let them cool. More flavor, definitely, right?
Absolutely.
When I read the recipe and we talked about it, you said one of the key things here is to sift your dry ingredients.
Right.
So you
Measure-
brought this. She came over on the ferry, and she brought this on the ferry, right?
Measure first,
yeah.
and then sift.
Okay.
Sometimes people will sift and then measure,
Yeah.
but then it's not right.
Okay.
You have to measure first and then sift.
Okay, so you measured the flour. So we're just going to sift, right? I'm going to put it in.
But first, I want to.
You want to sift the
I want to
baking?
put everything together.
Oh,
So
okay.
I have the baking powder.
All right. Salt.
Salt.
All right, and then you're gonna mix. We're gonna mix this together.
Right.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather do that.
Okay, you find you just get a better kind of dispersion that way, I'm sure.
I do.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'll use a whisk, but it doesn't have to be fancy. You can
Yeah.
just make sure it's mixed in.
All right, I'll spoon and you.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay. I have one of these from my grandmother. Did you buy this one? Is this an old one?
No, I bought this.
Yeah. My grandmother's is like really tiny though, so this is awesome.
Not only that, but they get rusty over time.
Yeah.
So the one that I had, the old one that I had was really rusty. So when I saw this,
You had to get it.
I had to get it.
Sifting is key. I am never a sifter, so this is something that I'll just have to get used to when I make these cookies. All right, I'm going to put the rest of it in
Thank you, sir.
and sift away.
And that's why you sift.
Yeah.
Because I
what'd
got
you get?
those.
Oh, big chunks. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Can we see that?
Yes, I think so.
Yeah. So we want to make sure we get all that stuff out. So as with many cookies, we're going to cream the butter and sugar together, right?
Yes, sir.
And it's always unsalted, or do you ever use salted?
I never use salt.
Okay, so always unsalted butter. And we're going to put that in. I've let this sit out at room temperature for a little while. It's kind of a cold day, but end of the day, it'll work, I think, right? Butter.
We'll cream it till it does.
We're going to cream that butter, okay? And then what? What's next?
I'm going to beat it up a little bit. Beat up the butter with the paddle attachment.
So you're going to get it beat up just a little to start.
Yep.
And then we're going to add the sugar?
Yes, sir.
All right.
And we want to do that with the beaters off, otherwise
It's going to go
we'll be
everywhere.
even sweeter.
Yeah,
It'll
I
be
know.
all over.
It'll be all over the place. And then we just whip this up.
Yes, sir.
Do you, okay, are you going to scrape down now, or?
In a couple of seconds.
All right.
We're actually going to cream this about 5 minutes.
All right.
I want the butter's color to change.
From yellow to
White.
white, okay.
And I want the sugar to be completely incorporated.
Yeah, so no grittiness at all, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So we'll just let it go. I'll put my warm hands on it because it's still. I feel like even though the butter's been out, it's a little cold. All right, what are we gonna do now? Because we're about halfway there, right?
Definitely scrape down the bowl.
Yeah.
Make sure that all of the butter
Is in.
is being beaten.
Because a lot of times when you do cookies, the butter and sugar will stick to the bottom, so you got to scrape the sides a few times, and that's just general cookie kind of making that you need to have. All
Cookie
right.
chops.
Cookie chops. If you're making cookies, you got to scrape the bowl, right? All right, let's put it back up, back on, let it go for a few more minutes. All right. So that looks good to you?
Looks good to me.
It's kind of lighter and fluffier now. I'm gonna push this down so we can reach it.
See how soft it is there too?
Oh yeah, it was a little hard to begin
and
with.
it's white.
Yeah. Yeah, okay, cool. So it's light, fluffy, and it's changed color.
Now we're gonna do 4 eggs.
I'll hold this.
We're gonna do them one at a time. And I'm gonna put each egg into this bowl first.
Okay.
Because, I don't know about you, but I've gotten shells
Yeah.
into this bowl.
Well, yeah, I always can tell the kids, I teach a bunch of kids how to cook, that you gotta crack into a vessel so that if there is a shell, you can get it out. Because if you crack it into there, like right into here, it's gonna be a real pain in the rear end trying to get that shell out. Going in, first egg. All right, and we're gonna beat this until...
The egg is all incorporated.
All right. And people always ask me when we do cookies, why don't we add all of the eggs at once? And my main thing for that is that if you try and do that and add all the eggs, it gets really sloshy and it takes a longer time for it to come together. That's what I've found, okay? So let's get that one egg going.
I love looking in the bowl.
Okay, second egg goes in. Once they're incorporated, we add the next egg. There's a little piece here that's bothering me. So we'll scrape down the sides after we put the eggs in and give it another mix. Second egg is in. Third egg. We've put 3 eggs in so far. I'm going to scrape the sides again. And I feel like this is something that I don't think enough people do when they do their cookies, because I teach cookies to middle schoolers, and I tell them they have to scrape at least 4 times when they're making a batch of cookies, just to make sure that you're getting everything incorporated in there.
And especially the bottom.
Yeah. Because things do kind of sit at the bottom here. And then we put the last egg in. Awesome. I'm going to leave that there.
And a nice splash of vanilla. About a tablespoon.
Now we can add the flour, and this is the way that I do it, right? Because you can easily dump it all in, but if you get a, what is this called?
Scraper, bench scraper.
If you get a scraper like this, a dough scraper, you can just pick it up and put it in, right? I find that whenever I try and dump the bowl, it goes everywhere. So I use the bench scraper method. I just wanted to give one method from my repertoire here to get it in.
Do that a little bit.
So
Spin it a little
oh, we want to go a little, okay?
Yeah.
And I always tell my kids when I'm teaching is do not turn this on full blast, because you're going to get a face full of flour. So you want to mix a little now.
Just a little bit, just so that we... Okay.
Okay.
And scrape.
Scrape, and then we can add more. Okay. Oh, okay. So you're scraping down in between, so we get great combination. Excellent.
Some people use parchment paper.
Yeah. Yeah. You could do that, I guess, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then it's paper that you have to throw away.
Yeah. This way,
I don't dig that at all. This is a good trick.
Yeah.
I don't have one of these bendable
Okay,
ones.
I have a bunch. I'm going to give you one. Take one home.
Mine is silver,
Yeah.
and it's pretty sturdy.
All right, so we put the flour in 2 additions. So this
Yes,
is the
sir.
second addition. We scrape the sides down. Again, with the speed, you got to go slow.
Low and slow.
You don't want to get it all in your face. This mixer almost always gets it everywhere.
Okay.
Okay, and then we're going to scrape one more time.
Yes, sir.
All right.
I don't want to over mix it, but
Yeah.
I definitely want it all incorporated.
Yeah, you don't want patches of flour in there or anything, right?
No,
Okay.
thank you.
Not going to be good.
Hit it.
Hit it hard.
Hit it. Good.
All right, and that's it.
I think so.
Okay, dough is done. Sesame seeds are toasted, and then we have some milk here as well, right? Mm-hmm. How do you go about getting those cookies onto the tray? Show me.
I put milk in my hand. I want to make sure that I have milk. My hands are wet. And I take about this much.
Would you say it's a ping pong ball? A little smaller than a ping pong ball. All right. Okay.
And then I dip them in milk again and right into the seeds.
All right. And then that's it.
That's it.
All right. Now, I have this. What do you think of that?
Why?
It's a portion scoop. Watch. I'm going to try, and we'll see how it goes. Scoop it in the milk, because I'm a chef, like this is how we do it, right? Into the milk. My cookie's obviously smaller. All right, not horrible.
No.
A little modernization.
But I appreciate that there's a reason for that, but why?
I know. So as a chef, right? We're always trying to speed things up, right? And I guess when it comes to cooking food for people you love, that's not the point.
I think also you feel like it's more uniform.
Yeah.
It looks better. I'm not looking for
You don't
that.
care about that.
I care what it looks like, but I don't think it has to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
But really it's pretty close because my hand is the same.
Yeah. And that's, I think, the thing that's lost. And we talked about this off camera for a sec, that the lost part of like my childhood as an Italian and maybe like just working with Italian families or even Irish families, like my mother-in-law, is that you lose things in translation because they use their hands, right? And the hands is what Beth was saying, the hands of the magic, right?
What I said was that I think that the reason my mother-in-law's cookies taste a certain way, mine will taste a certain way, yours, is because the oils from my hand, that's the essence of who I am.
It's an imprint, right?
So that goes into that cookie.
It's too big.
And it can never be too big.
Yeah, and
you're going to dunk these.
And what's never going to be the same is that, once those people unfortunately pass on, the flavor is never the same. And you always hear people say, it's always different when my grandma made it, right? And I find that like a fascinating view on that, right? I used to think it was just about, I'm a professional, I have skills, right? But yeah, you have skills, but I don't have grandma skills, Like, I think my grandmother was probably one of the best cooks around as far as I'm concerned,
My mother-in-law certainly was, and Seal was as well. I think also another difference is Brooklyn water.
Yeah, yeah.
When we would come for the summer, we would bring Brooklyn water to make sauce. We would bring the water with us because that's why the bagels in Brooklyn are better.
Yeah, yeah.
The water's better.
Yeah, I agree that New York City water, because I lived in Queens for a long time. New York City water definitely has something about it that makes things better. So we're gonna put what is this? About 16 cookies. I'm ready. I'm ready to eat this.
You have to make the coffee.
And you don't care if there's a little seeds in the cookie at all.
No.
Okay, good. So
They're seeded cookies.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
People call them sesame cookies. We call them seeded cookies.
Yeah. I grew up in a house where it was Sesame Cookies. All right, so what I'm going to do is what now? We have the full tray.
Well, we're going to make another tray.
Okay.
And then we're going to bake.
Okay, so can we throw these in the oven now?
Sure.
Okay, what is the temperature of the oven?
375?
375. I have a convection oven. 375 is equivalent to, if you have a conventional oven, about 400 degrees. So you do it at 400?
I do it at 400.
So 400 conventional, 375 convection.
I want the cookies to go at least 15 to 20 minutes because I want them brown.
Brown, okay.
I don't want white cookies.
Yeah.
I want them brown.
Yeah, and that's what I remember from these cookies. They're always like nice and dark brown. And like Beth said, you have a cup of coffee, you're dipping in the coffee. So even if they get like super toasty, that coffee is going to make them.
And you want them hard.
Yeah, you want them to be a little
You don't
firm.
want them to fall apart in the coffee. You want them to hold their shape.
All right, let's throw them in the oven and we'll take them out and then we'll give them a taste, which I am so psyched about.
I'll make the coffee.
Cookies are out. Coffee is on.
Coffee
you can
is
hear it
on.
in the background probably. Let's talk about how long it took and the color we're looking for.
It took about 22 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And this is nice and brown, and the bottom is brown.
Yeah. Not burnt, but nice and toasty brown.
And you can see that even the seeds are browner.
Yeah.
And
this is the key, because the last time I made these without your tutorial or tutelage, they were like white, and they were not great. I ate them, of course, but they weren't good. This, to me, like this is like where the memories come from. This is like, my grandmother's house right there on a sheet tray.
toasting them this much brings out the flavor.
Yeah, it's just, they're beautiful. And if you don't think they're beautiful, it's on you. Because I think these look amazing.
They are beautiful. Nice and cracked.
Yeah.
You can see into the middle.
Yeah, you're going to break. Oh. Look at that.
So it's not white inside, it's yellowy.
Yeah.
Kind of yellowy.
And that's the butter. Butter and eggs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And as long as it's mixed well, and you can actually, I don't know if you can hear it.
Ooh, little snap.
That's what you want.
All right, so what do we do? We're going to plate these up, and we're going to get a cup of coffee, right?
Oh, definitely.
Okay, then I'm going to take a piece now, but we'll officially taste in a minute. Happy dance. The cookies are done, and now is my favorite time to taste. We, of course, have a cup of coffee.
Have to dunk.
Have to have a cup of coffee. I think they look beautiful. I mean, they just bring back so many great memories for me. So I'm really just happy you came and made these with me. So let's get in there and give it a try. I'm going to taste pre-dunk first. Yeah.
They're dense.
Yeah.
They're crunchy.
They look good on the inside. There's like a nice crumb on the inside. Man. Okay, I'm going in. That reminds me of my grandfather now, because he would always dunk his cookies in his coffee.
They have to hold up to the dunk.
Yeah, they don't disintegrate. That is one fine cookie.
Thank you, sir.
Oh my gosh. Cheers. These will be gone in less than a day, I guarantee.
I have to bring these home to Richie.
Yeah, we got to bring some for Richie, of course. Come on. All in all, I think they're amazing, and I can't wait to dig in more. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, give us a thumbs up, like, and subscribe. We have merch in the description down below. We also have a P.O. box down there if you want to send us any goodies. I just want to thank Beth for being here and showing us how to make this cookie. We're going to link all of Beth's information in the description. I'm also going to run it across the screen here or somewhere. It's going to go across the screen. What is your channel? Tell us a little bit about it.
My Bubby's Kitchen. We have mostly recipes from Sadie, my mother-in-law. We have a lot of Jewish recipes as well. We just have recipes that are tried and true and homemade.
Yeah, and you got to go watch her channel. It is very, very, it makes me feel like I'm in the room with a grandma. That's how I feel. The food is beautiful, it's homey, and you know it's made with a lot of love. So go check out Beth on My Bubby's Kitchen. Like I said, we'll have a link down below.
He's in the room with a bubby. He's in the room with a grandma.
And that's it. I'm Chef Frank.
I'm Beth.
This is Proto Cooks. Have a good one.